It's time for a new challenge. I'm Jasmine Pather, co-founder and COO of Photo Booth International. Together with my husband, we have grown and scaled multiple businesses that have been recognized as top 100 companies in Texas by Inc. 5000. I'm going to mentor Leslie Reles from California live on YouTube. She just bought her photo booth a few months ago and is ready to get to 100,000 in 10 months or less. If Leslie achieves the goal, she will win a $5,000 PBI shopping spree. Can Leslie do it better than the photo booth boss? I think so. Welcome to the Photo Booth Boss Babe. What's up, guys? We have a full house today. We got the Photo Booth Boss Babe, Leslie. We've got Chris in the house, and we got Josh in the house. Today we're going to talk about our CRM, brand spanking new. We're going to set up Leslie's CRM account. You're going to see how easy it is. And we're going to talk through all the benefits, right? It's going to simplify everything. So Chris, are you excited today?
Yeah, let's do this.
Awesome. So Chris is going to lead the way here.
Yeah. So I'll start by showing my screen. Well, let's do a bit of an overview really about what the difference between a CRM or a booking system or any sort of management is really. Just to go back, I started my photo booth company in 2013. And when I first started out and I had one booth, it was very easy to manage things. I used to follow up with every customer with things like, hey, we can't wait to see you in 6 months' time. It's 3 months before your event date, and I noticed you don't have a scrapbook included. Would you like to add on a scrapbook? And I would try and do upsells before the event and really try and just boost my average sale for every event that we did. We got busier and busier. I got 2 booths, then I got 3 booths, then I got 5 booths. And as I got busier, more and more of my time was full of emails and customer questions back and forth, as well as trying to run a full-time job at the same time. I was just boothing on the weekends. And so my schedule was full. I was working loads of hours, and it just got to a point where I couldn't keep and maintain that same level of customer service. And I had a few occasions where brides would reach out to us with things like, you're going to be at my wedding next week. We haven't heard from you. Are you still in business? And so I realized at that point then something needed to change. So getting an automated system, CRM, so managing customers, or a booking system where customers can actually come to your website, choose a date on a calendar, see your available photo booths, and make a booking without even speaking to you, we found to be a necessity for our business's growth. So just to pinpoint where we are now, my own booth company does 250 events a year on average. And looking at our statistics, 65% of all of our customers find us online. We're number 1 on Google on our website. They'll go ahead and choose their date from our calendar. They'll see if we're available. They'll select the booth that they want, whether it's a mirror or an iPad booth or whatever type of booth we have. They will fill out some basic information, choose any add-ons they want. They will click book, and then they can pay a deposit. So we connect with online payment gateways like Stripe or PayPal or Square or Authorize.net. So the customer actually pays with their credit card, puts a deposit down, and then a contract is automatically generated. So we have a template that fills in all the information, like the venue address and the client's details and what they've booked and what the total of the order is. They'll actually sign the contract then and there. And then the first notification I get is an email into my inbox, which can sometimes be in the morning. So maybe they came along in the middle of the night and booked while I was asleep. And it's the best feeling in the world to wake up to that email that says, deposit paid, contract signed, event booked in. I know the system will never overbook me because it knows how many booths I've got. I can manage all my staff in there as well. So they all get schedules. They get reminded about their events or notified when they're assigned. And the real big difference between this and your standard sort of CRM is that instead of just reminding you to do things, this system knows you. It knows your calendar. It knows when your photo booths are available or if they've been booked already. And it can actually do things for you. Having automation on your side is really the only way to boost your business and grow, because at a certain point you become the bottleneck in your business where you're holding it back. Your customer service will drop. You can't keep up with emails. You can only do so much, and having automation taking over a big part of your business for you is just going to help you grow that much faster. And that's how I got from 1 booth to 5 booths, lots of admin, and now 15 booths. And now I do as much work as I did when I had that 1 booth, even though I'm being booked for 15. So I would never have been able to scale like this and maintain a small team had I not got automation and a good booking system on my side.
Amazing.
So that's the ethos. Let's dive in and see what that looks like. So I'll just share my screen if I can. Yeah. And we'll just bring across this. Okay, so you can see that?
Yes.
Great. So automate tasks that you don't like doing so you can focus on the things that you love. I think one of the other great things about automation is that as soon as things like, looking at your calendar, figuring out whether you're available for bookings, creating contracts, manually creating invoices, following up with leads, sending proposals, sending out paper questionnaires, things like that, which are really bad use of your time, because at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur. You're here to grow your business. And the real definition of a business is an enterprise that's profitable, that can grow without you. And with automation on your side, and online booking, contracts, leads, proposals, and questionnaires all being handled for you, even when you're asleep, that's how you're going to be able to truly spend your time going out there and growing your business. So I could go on about automation all day. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan. But what we're going to do is just jump straight past that at the moment and go in, and we'll start getting Leslie set up. So we're going to click on Start the Free Trial. And I'm just going to copy things across from Leslie's website. Okay, so Leslie, you should get a 4 or 5 digit code sent through to you.
Let me get that for you. Yes, it is 26417.
26417.
Yes.
Perfect. Just mute that. So yeah, we're just going to wait for this to set up. So I think really one of the biggest things to kind of get your head around here, I mean, there's 2 different ways that we're able to set this up. And it really depends on whether or not you like showing the prices on your website or not. So we've played with both over the years. We've tried putting our prices up on our website, and we've tried taking them off and letting people get in touch first. And I think the biggest difference with not showing up prices is that we suddenly found ourselves getting lots more leads, but they would often be tire kickers or people that wanted the real low budget bookings. And so we would spend a lot more time and manpower just responding to people saying, actually, I'm sorry, that's not where our prices are at. We don't think you've got the budget for our service. But as soon as we put our prices on our website, we found that we were getting much higher quality leads. These were people that were already sort of pre-screened or pre-verified, because we knew that they then worked with our budget. And so we spent less time dealing with leads, but we're closing more and having a better conversion rate because those customers were already pre-qualified. So there's 2 ways we can set that up. One is to put the booking calendar on your website, Leslie, and have people actually choose a date and select a pricing package. The other way is to place a contact form on your website where they will tell you the things that they're interested in, maybe a mirror or a Chloe or whatever the booth type that they like is. They'll choose the thing that they're interested in, and then you can then respond to them or have an automation set up to respond to them with pricing. I've seen it done a few ways, and it really depends on your own preference. There's the argument to be made that it'd be better to have as many leads as possible come through, and if you've got the time to spare to talk up every single lead and try and get them to understand why you charge what you charge, maybe that's how you want to play it. But for me, I'm running multiple businesses here, a bit of a serial entrepreneur, and so my booth company, I can't allow it to take up that much of my time. So I opt for the prices on the website route, but it really depends on you and what you want to do.
I think let's do that. Let's put the prices and like at least even like my starting prices and like a calendar so people can see and then just book if they want to book.
Perfect. Let's do that. So you should have got another email now with a password.
Let me check.
You can stick that in the private chat to me if you like.
Okay. Yes. Let me get this. I sent it.
All right, so we're straight in with some of the basic information already. Do we have your address? You're in Los Angeles. I'm just going to go with that.
Okay. If you need me to, I can write it.
Yeah, go on then. If you'd like to.
Yeah, I don't mind.
So one of the really cool things that this system does is it actually calculates your travel fees automatically. So by telling it where you're based, you don't have to give it your exact home address. It doesn't actually put that anywhere, but it uses it in the back end to figure out the distance between your home address and then where the venue is located. So again, you can set like a price per mile or whatever you want to do really in order to make sure you're charging the correct amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Copy and paste what you've done, that'd be easier.
Yeah.
Great. Date format's all done for you. You're in dollars, sales tax, and we're just going to go disable for the minute. We can come back and add in tax and things later.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this today to do automatic booking. So this is where the customers can book automatically online, and the availability and your processes are all automated for you. Again, if you want to do manual quoting and you want to send out invoices manually just for people who are getting in touch, you can select manual quoting. But we're going to go the route here where we're having true automation. So we're going to select that one. You can also do both as well. So something we used to do is segment our customers. So customers that chose the wedding page on our website would be able to go ahead and book a wedding package straight away, choosing a date from the calendar. But then if we had a corporate page on our website where people were getting in touch for bigger events, we'd have them just fill out a contact form. And that way then we could quote properly, knowing that we're not leaving any money on the table.
Chris, could you zoom in your screen? Are you in Chrome? There you go. Perfect. Thanks.
No problem. Great. So we're going to enable automatic booking. We want to charge travel fees. We want a contract to be signed. Do you have any staff, Leslie, at the moment? Or people that work for you?
No.
That's fine. And then we also allow customers to choose photo templates. So if you integrate with any of the photo template libraries, or you have your own templates that you want to upload and let customers choose from, we can do that as well. And then we're just going to allow customers to pay a deposit at the moment, and you can charge a percentage deposit or a full or a flat rate, and then you can also control when your payments are due. I'm just going to go with all the basic settings for the minute, and then we can go back in.
I was just a quick question for like the staff. Is that like important? Because like if we do have two events, then technically I do have a staff. My husband will run one, and then I'll run the other one.
Perfect. Yeah. So you can add your husband to it, and you can. The nice thing about the staff is that every staff member can log in and add their own availability on their calendar. So
perfect.
I used to have to call around on a Saturday and say, Phil, can you work this Saturday? And he'd say, no, I'm with the family. And it was just a nightmare trying to always get staff on.
Yeah.
So having staff put their own availability in, when I'm assigning a staff member to an event, it tells me who's available or not. And then as soon as I know they're available, I click their name and it fires off an email, and then they confirm that they can work. So it handles a lot of that for you as well, which is really cool. But yeah, we'll add your husband as a staff member in a minute, and he can get an SMS message every time you tell him he's working.
Tell him to make himself available.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great. So I know you've got a mirror, so we'll pop that one in. You've got one mirror. And so what would you charge for, say, 3 hours for a mirror?
900.
Great. Stick that one in. Oh, 9,000, that'd be nice. We can add basic included extras. So things like setup and pack down are included, a friendly attendance included. These are just ways of trying to improve the perceived value of the packages that you're selling. So there's a load of marketing and research behind the idea of having a tiered packaging system where your bottom package doesn't look that great. Your top package looks insane, and then your middle package, which is the one you want everyone to go for anyway, then looks more affordable and more reasonable. And we do that by putting different things in different packages. But again, let's just keep it really simple right now. We're just going to do a magic mirror with those things on there.
Okay.
And then we'll add another service.
And I can go in and just add the stuff that I want, right?
Exactly right. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So we'll do 750 for your Chloe booth with the same thing, and we're just going to go ahead and do the same.
Chris, can you zoom in just a little bit more? Just some of the
sure.
a little small. Thank you.
Hey, Chris, the Chloe is not an iPad.
Sorry.
Just put you have ring. Rolling. I guess it'll be like a mirror booth. It's really like a mirror booth.
Yeah. Okay.
Magic mirror. Yeah, beauty mirror. There you go.
Great.
Yeah, perfect.
It's also worth noting on here that if you run other services like DJs or car hire or anything really, that anything that can be rented for a certain date can be handled through this system as well. So we have a lot of people using the system, and they've come into the photo booth industry from the DJ industry, or they are an events hire. You know, they do their dance floors, they do their light up letters, they do marquee hire, anything that can be rented for a certain set of days can be handled in the system. So it's quite funny actually that there's people running entire car hire businesses through this, and it's as flexible as you want it to be, really. So
yeah, you really could use this for any business that's like renting something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're just going to sit back and wait and let it do all the creation for us. So right now it's going away, it's creating packages, it's creating the assets, populating calendars, doing everything that we've just told it to do. So it makes setup really easy. And we're in. So half our list is already done for us, which is great. Mm-hmm. This is the dashboard. It's asking us to add a logo and branding and just confirm our travel-free settings and go through the contract. So we're just going to go step by step through this until we're ready to go. So first things first, let's add your logo and your branding. Just going to pop back to your website and steal some bits from there. Oh, I need to do an ICO. That's fine. So that's your fav icon. That's the little thing that shows up in the top of the browser window. We'll do that in a minute. So we have lots of different themes to choose from. I'm just going to zoom back out a tiny bit there. We have presets that you can choose really whatever you want your front-end website to look like. You can have gradients. You can have all sorts of different styles of booking form, so that we want to make sure that there's a real continuation from your website through to your booking form. So what you'll find in a lot of CRMs and systems is that they'll go off to, I don't know, lesliesphotobooth.crmname.com. And the downside to that is that everything to do with automation and automatic things that are going out, the idea is that the customer feels like you're actually reaching out to them and writing these emails and doing it. That's the true amazing thing about automation, is that it's doing things for you so that customers believe that you have got amazing customer contact and you're constantly staying top of the booking. As soon as your URL in the booking system shows that you're using an automated booking tool, the magic curtain falls down and they realize that everything's actually just been sort of automated and done. So we let you add your own domain, your own branding. It really feels like this is a system that you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars having built out and doing yourself, which is what we want to try and get across. So I'm just looking at your website here and some of your colors that we've got, and I'm just going to go ahead and just try and match those roughly. So we're just going to drag in. You've got like a nice gold going on like that. And I'm just going to keep it nice and plain and simple at the moment. And we're going to pop in some header colors here. Just get that back to maybe a light gray. And then I'm going to do the same thing in your emails. If I can just copy that. And the cool thing about this is it actually creates you your own app. So when clients log in and manage their booking, so there's a whole client portal area where clients can come and manage their booking once they've booked, and they can make part payments, they can choose add-ons, they can fill out questionnaires, they can take advantage of special offers. There's loads of really cool functionality you can do here, but it will actually prompt them to save the portal to their phone. And there's no better real estate than the phone that people are picking up every day and swiping through to have your logo and your brand actually embedded on their phone. That's something that money can't buy, really. It's that kind of brand awareness that companies are really fighting over. So that's just a really cool feature that comes included with this.
So is that an app on the App Store, or is that just a homepage link?
No, it doesn't go into the App Store automatically, but it will prompt them for install. So the first time they log in and manage their booking, so they'll book online, sign a contract, and get the confirmation through. They can click the link in the email to see their booking, and then it will pop up and say, would you like to install this app? Tap the button, and then it will save to their home screen.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What a great way to elevate your brand, right, Leslie? To make it look like you're far more like established. Even
Not that you aren't the boss babe already.
But it makes you seem like you've been in business for 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy because people will think that, and then when they actually ask me and I'll tell them, they'll be like, wait, what? Really?
A lot of people ask me whether you need a system like this if you've just got one booth. But it really is all about that perceived value. When you're just starting out and you're not sure on your pricing yet, you're not sure on your market, the more that you can look established, the more that you can, behave and act like a company that's been around for years, the more people are going to trust you and the more people are going to book you. So for such a low monthly cost as well, and for what this, the amount of work it takes off your plate here, it's kind of a no-brainer getting a system like this in the early days, because then that when it comes to scaling up, you don't have to worry about all those systems and processes. You've already done them in the early days when you had the spare time. And then as you get busier and you get less and less of that spare time, this is already there backing you up and pushing you forward.
Yeah.
So we can click charge for travel here, and we can place in our travel settings. So you can set a base rate that you want to charge for travel, charge per additional mile, or change it to kilometers. You can have a free distance that you will travel and then that you charge after. And then you can also set a maximum distance. So if you're based in LA and you don't fancy driving to New York to do a photo booth booking, then you can set a maximum distance so that it won't actually let customers book you if they're too far away.
Oh, perfect.
And then you've got things like avoiding tolls, highways, ferries, and then overriding different travel by service. So there's a lot of features here. I'm just going to turn that off for the moment. We'll keep it nice and simple. Let's go down, and we're just going to save. So the cool thing about this system is the contracts. So in contracts, we basically...
Could you zoom in a little bit more, please?
Yeah.
I think it's resetting every time we change pages.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So the really great thing about contracts is that they're all automatically generated for you when the customer books. So anyone who's using a CRM already, you'll be used to getting a contract from your attorney, uploading a PDF, and then having it send that out automatically for the customer to fill out the details and then return back to you. The difference here with the way that we do it is that it actually fills in all the client details for them, so that when they're booking, they just go ahead and sign it online and it's done. And it removes the friction completely, makes it a much simpler process. And it replaces that with details using things called variables. So you can see here now we've got things like business name and client address. Everywhere that you see these is just going to be replaced with the real content as soon as the client goes through the booking form. You can also do really cool things like things called conditional variables. So if this client comes along and books the mirror, and it's a big mirror and you're worried about getting it up steps into the venue, you can add in conditional variables, so it will add additional clauses to your contract to say things like a ramp needs to be provided, or there needs to be somebody on hand to help us lift the thing into the venue. So I think, as you can probably tell already, the people who built this system are photo boothers and have been doing thousands of events for years. And we've come up across every potential issue and problem that you might encounter when running a photo booth company, and we've really tried to do everything we can to alleviate that, to make your life simpler. So we're just going to save this with the basic template. It does come preloaded with a basic template, so if you don't have a contract already, that's something that you're able to get. You can click on the rewards section and download that. That's already been done by a US attorney. But then we do recommend that you have your own legal advice as well.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So like I have like not a lot of clients, but some of my clients will book a lot of them actually will book early, right? And then they'll give me a set time. And then like before the event, maybe like a couple of weeks before, they'll call me and then they'll ask if they can change the time that they put on the contract. So then I'll usually, I won't change it on the contract, but I'll go in and I'll change it. I'll add notes to their like little section.
Yeah.
But be able to do that here, like if they want to change time, or can they go back in and actually change the time themselves?
Yeah, so the whole legal binding point of a contract, especially a digital contract, is that you can't change the text on a contract once it's been signed. Yeah. Otherwise, they could sign it, and then you could put something in saying, "Oh, and they've also promised to give me £1,000 extra cash on the day."
Yeah.
But you can definitely, what you could do is add an extra clause in, times to be confirmed, or start time. Please note the start time can be changed anywhere up till 24 hours before the event date. And then once the booking's in your system, you've got the ability to edit it and adjust it however you like. So there's absolutely no reason that a client can't request a time change. You just update it, and then that will show on the booking, and it will show on their client portal, and it will also notify staff that have previously been assigned to it. So if the time changes, it will notify them, say, "Hey, Jim, I know we were booked in for 8 p.m. tomorrow, but actually it's changed to 9 p.m. So all of that is automated too.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hey, Leslie, where's your domain? Did you register your domain with which company?
Where did I buy it from?
Yeah.
Google Sites. No, Google
Domains.
Domains. Sorry.
Okay, cool. All right. We need to get you a professional email set up.
Yeah, I need to get that.
I'll help you with that.
Okay.
So one of the cool things about this system is obviously the ability to take payments. So if you have any of these already, so Stripe, Square, Authorized.net, PayFast, PayPal, or Molly, which is more of a European one, any of these can be used to take payment. We won't set that up just yet, actually, because I don't want you entering your payment information on a live webinar. So we can do that afterwards. But it's just as simple as clicking one of these, entering the PayPal address, choosing your currency, and then it being set up and ready to go.
And then I had a question about that one.
Yeah.
Will I be able to do it so that it like they could put their card information and then it goes straight to my bank account?
Exactly right. That's exactly what Stripe, Square, and Authorized.net do. So they'll come through the booking form, select the booths and the options that they want. They'll sign the contract, and then there'll be a place to pay, and they can enter their credit card details straight into your booking system. That would take the deposit or the full balance right then and there. And then that money will go into your Stripe or Square account, and then it's usually then deposited into your bank account. It depends. Stripe, Square, Authorized.net, they all have different payment schedules, but it's usually sort of 2 to 3 days. It then can go into your bank account.
Oh, okay.
Stripe is really easy.
Stripe's really good, yeah, and it tends to be one of the better priced ones as well. PayPal's a little higher. I think that's 3.5% they take for transaction. But again, it's so easy to use. It's there if you need it.
Okay, got it.
We did that one. Save. Fact. So next thing we can do is add a test booking. So right now we'll have had our booths and everything created for us through the setup guide. So we can actually go straight to the booking form right now. This is your booking calendar. We can just choose a date in the future, and we can check availability. And we'll have a beauty mirror here and a magic mirror already preloaded. So this is what your customer will see, except for the sidebar, which we're seeing because we're logged in. So as soon as the customer's actually coming to this, they won't see any of your options. They can then choose magic mirror. They can see the basic hire package that we filled earlier, and they can add that to their cart. We can add add-ons here, so things like scrapbooks, backdrops, anything else that you want to upsell, stanchions, red carpets, uplighting, confetti cannons, anything that you can think of that you can add on to increase your average booking value, you can add in as extras or add-ons here, and the customer can book it as they go through. We also have things like stock and quantity settings. So if you have 30 confetti cannons in stock and you don't want to run out of stock, you can put in a quantity amount and make sure that the system will never oversell. So then we can put in some test information. So I'll be your first booking.
So then right here, this is where I can make the multiple packages, right? Like
Exactly right. So we've just got one in at the moment, but we could have maybe a bronze, silver, and gold, or we could have, basic or advanced or premium. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and just fill all this out with some dummy data. So this is Chris's big party. I can pop in my my times that I'd like it to be from, and again, like you said, that can all be adjusted at a later date. I can pop in a party, a venue for my party. So I'm just going to have that done at LAX, and then I can put in my information. 123 Main Street, and then I'm just going to stick in the same postcode. So I can enter things about how did I hear about you, where did I find you. All of this can be edited. You can add your own options. You can hide it completely. You can add your own questions. So some people like additional information on the booking form, like who's your event planner, or what's the name of the contact at the venue, or anything like that. That can all be added in. If we had enabled travel, as soon as we chose that venue, LAX, it would have calculated the distance from your address to LAX, calculated the number of miles, added that 50 cents per mile or whatever we set it as, and then that would have added it into our basket down here. So it would have been an extra $20, $30 maybe. So
would it break down, would it separate the travel charge or just bundle it in?
It bundles it into the total, but then you're able to see it in the summary as a separate charge down at the bottom of the page. So we can put in additional details here. So something like, please set up by
Chris, another thing we used to do back in the day was we would add a section to offer a tip to the attendant at the time of booking. Do you have that option here?
Yeah, so you can just enable gratuity, and as soon as they make their first payment, they can go ahead and add gratuity to that as well. Yeah,
perfect.
Great. I'm just going to close my emails down. So we've enabled a 25% deposit here, but you can set that to whatever you like. If you want to do 50% or you just want it to be $100 flat, you can do that. And then we have a little section here called admin. That's just because we're logged in at the moment and we're processing the booking. The customer won't see that, but that's just a way for you to assign staff, add additional notes, add a rep. So there's great systems in here for reps. So if you want people to be selling on your behalf, maybe you have DJs or venues that you regularly work with that want to push their clients to your booking system and be paid a commission. All of that can be handled inside here as well.
So then, quick question on that admin one.
Yeah.
So let's say I have a client that wants to book us, but they are not good with like this type of software, and they kind of ask if we can do it for them.
Yeah.
While we're there with them, will I be able to do all this information?
So this is why you're still able to access this even though you're logged in. So a lot of the time, if somebody phones me up and they want to place a booking, I'll just run through this form from the top, explain all the options to them, enter all their information, and then just book on their behalf. And what that will do then is I won't sign the contract. I'll just bypass it, and it will send them the link to the contract to sign. So just exactly as you said then, if you've got a client who wants help doing it, or you just want to place bookings in yourself, then yeah, you can just go through this and do it on behalf of the client. In fact, when
this would be helpful with the Hispanic community, Leslie, where they don't know how to use a computer.
Yeah, so I had a client and I had to go to her house and I had to walk her through it, and then I sent it to her. I had to have her open it on her phone, and she like really wanted it for a wedding that she was gonna have. This lady was
first. I've never heard of that.
But yeah, I met her at an event. She was really nice. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out of my way for her because she's really nice, and it's cute. They're 50 and they're like in their 60s and they're getting married in a church. Finally, but yeah. So that's why I wanted to know if I can do it, how I would go about that.
Yeah. So yeah, so we've got this special message at the top here, which is just saying you're currently logged in as Leslie, so you shouldn't sign a contract or proceed to the payment because you're not going to pay for it and you're not going to sign the contract. But we can just proceed past this. So my information's in there. we haven't enabled any payment methods yet, but this is where your credit card fields would appear. So it would now ask for a credit card number, expiry date, and the 3-digit code on the back. So we can just proceed.
So this is even where I can proceed and then let them put all their information and then review, order, and book, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually, we've got payments disabled, so the booking's already in. So if we'd have clicked on the message at the top there, and we go back to our booking section, we can now see that the booking's actually in the system already. So we can see that Chris is booked. Nothing's been paid yet, but say you were to take a payment over the phone, you could, or want to send them a link to pay, you could just click on here and say send link via email, and then you can just send them a link to their client portal and click send. Or if they've made a payment over the phone, you can just say Chris paid over the phone. We can put in a different payment method that they might have chosen from. So you've got your Venmo, check, credit card, whatever that might be. And then you can put an amount in and click submit. And what it's going to do is just start taking away from the remaining balance. And then they'll see that in their client portal.
Hey Chris, the emails, do they send, like, would you connect your Gmail to send the emails, or is it sending from your servers?
Yeah, we've got multiple ways to do it depending on how you want to do it. So by default, it sends through our servers. So we are 10 out of 10, DKIM, SPF signed emails. So great deliverability. It always goes into the inbox. Alternatively, you can connect your own SMTP. So if you've got a personal professional email address and you want to connect it that way, like say you had Leslie at yourwebsite.com, then you can connect it so that all your outbound email comes from that email address.
Okay. And the same integrate with like Google Suite and stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Cool. So if we go ahead and look at what that booking looks like to the customer.
So I had a quick question, another question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
So we're doing an expo. Would you recommend we open it and then have them do it off of us, or like how would you recommend we go about doing that when they're booking us?
So the first time I took this to an expo, I took 44 bookings on the day, which was incredible. We'd never had anything like it, and it was because everybody else at the expo, all the other photo booth companies, were saying, "Oh, please fill out my paper form, please." Write your details down, I'll get back to you. And they didn't have any way to close the sale there on the day. And our whole pitch at the show is we can check it right now, so we can see if we're available. We know if we can check your date and your venue and see if we can do it or not. We are able to take credit cards at the stand, so they can pay directly through the system. So you can actually get them to commit financially. You can get them to sign a contract at the stand if you want to as well. And so we were 10 levels above every other photo booth company there, because we could actually get that commitment and get people to pay. There's two ways you could do it. We bought an iPod kiosk and just had an iPod on a stand, and people could go self-serve. So we'd just have it logged out and people could enter their details and actually book then and there. We also had a QR code they could scan, which would just take them directly to our booking form, so they could do it on their own phone. Which is really cool then, because they've got all their card details and address details all saved on their device, so it speeds that up as well. Or you can get them just to submit a lead if they're not ready to book then and there on the day. One key tip I've got for expos or trade shows: add yourself a cooling off period to your booking. So we've always found that it would be either the bride or the groom would come up to us and they say, "I love it, I really want to book this, but I need to go ahead and check with my partner before I commit and make a booking." And we'd say to them, "Look, we're here right now. Let's secure the date. Let's get it booked in. You just paid us 10% deposit. It's booked in, and at least the date's saved, and it's one more thing ticked off your list. If you get home from this show and you talk to your partner and they really don't want this photo booth, just call me back within 24 hours. I'll refund you in full. No harm done. But at least that date is booked in and saved, and nobody else is going to book it." And I did those 44 bookings on the day, and not a single one of them called back up for the refund, because in their mind, they're booking a wedding. They've got 200 things to do. This is ticked off their list. It's already done. It's automated and it's easy. And there's just no reason for them to call up for that refund. So, I love trade shows. I get such high conversion rates. I could talk to you all day long about all my tips and tricks for on the spot sales. But this is the perfect system for it, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you for all of that.
That's okay.
I will definitely be implementing everything you just said.
But this is what it looks like to the client. There's a widget you can place on your website so they can log in and manage their booking at any time. Or if they're on their mobile device, it will prompt them to save. They can see all the booking details. So I can see here that these are all the details that I've booked with you. I can see my phone payment that you put through for me, so the $100 that I paid over the phone, and I can see what's remaining, and I can pay an amount off down here, or I can specify my own amount, and you can disable that or enable that. But this works really great where people don't have a huge budget to just spend on you straight away, and it's actually a marketing technique called splitting the wallet. So if they can pay 10% when they book, and then they can come back in monthly and pay another 10% off leading up to the date of their event, that perceived cost of the whole thing, it becomes less and less. And so when you're doing things like upselling a scrapbook or contacting them afterwards and seeing if they want a canvas printed out, things like that, it doesn't feel like such a huge cost because they're breaking it down into smaller payments.
Yeah, so I offer like monthly payments and stuff like that.
Cool. So
If I
this
wanted
does it for you. Yeah.
Okay, if I wanted to offer that, how would I go about it?
This is what it is here. So they can come back at any time and log in. You can send automatic reminder emails if they haven't paid yet.
Okay.
And then you could say it's time to pay another 10%. Please come back to your client portal and pay that 10%.
Okay, so I can schedule it for them. Like they usually tell me how many payments when they want to pay them, and then I'll just schedule it and I'll send them an email and they approve it.
Yeah.
And then most of the time it's automatic payment. So they'll just be on an automatic monthly payment.
So they'll have to come and log in and actually make the payment. It's not like you're setting up a mandate or a direct debit. They still have to pay with a card. But you can set up, I mean, once you've got your Stripe account set up, things like that, it's possible to set up automatic payments and billing for a certain period. So that could be an option too. So the invoice has already been generated automatically. So I can click and see I've got my invoice ready to go, and it shows me what I've done. I can just print or save that invoice. I can sign the contract. So this is your contract text, and it's filled in your business name, it's filled in my details, my address, it's filled in the times already. I can just scroll down in here and I can say, yeah, that sounds good. I can sign it all off. And I can accept and proceed. And that's the contract signed. And then I can confirm the details to say that I'm happy with everything. And then that's it. I'm ready for you to come and visit me in LAX and do my birthday party. It's as simple as that.
One more question.
Yeah.
So then I have a lot of people who tell me like, they'll do all the information, but they'll be like, can you actually send the invoice to so-and-so because they're going to actually be paying for this? Or can you actually send a charge this business because I'm going to pay for it under this business? Like if I needed to do that, how would I go about that?
So you can come back in and send, so say you wanted to, say I've booked this, so chris@test.com, but my friend's paying for it. I can just click on send link via email.
And basically, like, all I want them to have is the invoice, but I still want the client to sign the contract. Like you, I would still want you to sign the contract for me.
So like I've signed the contract now, you can now log in and send the payment stuff off to a different person if you want to.
Okay, perfect. This is how I would do it.
Yeah.
And then like if I have a venue who's booking me and then they're like, send us the invoice, but just send the client the contract. Could I do that as well here?
Yeah, so there's a thing in here called a venue database. So you can actually put in all the venues that you work with regularly into a table, and then the customer can choose those on a drop down as they book. And so when you're adding a venue to your database, you can add special things in there like Sarah at, I don't know, Deer Park Hotel is somebody we work with regularly. And you can put their contact details in. And then when you're setting up your automations, you can say something like, if venue name equals Deer Park Hotel, send invoice details to Sarah. So there's a huge amount of customization available here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because usually the venues will be like, don't send them invoice, nothing like that. Don't talk about money with them. Just ask what they want, and then you let us know. We'll pay you everything.
So we even have something called white label mode in the system. So that is where the venue has their own special link to book. So that's where the customer goes through, fills out all the information, doesn't see anything about pricing, but they can go ahead and book what they want, and then only the venue gets to see the pricing. So that sounds like that might be perfect for those types of customers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
We've
sounds.
tried to think of everything.
I see. Thank you.
So you have an overview. So this is where you can see how much traffic you've had to your site, how many leads you've had, how many bookings you've had, and then the conversion rate. You can see everything that's going on. So straight away, we can see here that an automation fired as soon as I booked, and it sent a email to your email address saying that Chris has booked. So that's just an example of an automation working. You can see that a contract was signed. You can see the client confirm the booking details. So every time a client does something, every time they log in, every time you do something in the system, it's keeping a constant log of activity. So if you're ever thinking, oh no, what's happening, what's going on, without me knowing, you can come back and just check your activity log at any time and see how this system is actually running your business for you.
Perfect. So I have another question.
Yeah.
So I already have like multiple bookings. Let's say I want to start now, but I had bookings in the past. Will I be able to transfer everything over?
Yeah.
And yeah, how would I do that?
So they would all start off as a lead, because the great thing about this system is it's actually assigning your photo booths or your units to a booking to know when you're booked out. So all you would do is go to here and import. And if you can get all your current bookings into an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheets or a CSV, if you can get it into that format, you would just click up here and click import, choose that file. It would bring in all the columns, and you'd match all the columns to first name, last name, email address, venue. Click import, and it would just import them all. And then as soon as they're imported, they'd be here in the leads table. And then you could just say, oh, that was a Chloe, and you can assign the Chloe booth to it. Or that was a Mirror, you can assign the Mirror booth to it. And then you can just convert that through into a booking. And then that gives that customer their client portal. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
So I know the sky's the limit with this CRM, Chris. You thought of everything, and we just want to make sure that it's all encompassing for everybody that's gonna, start using the PBI CRM. Can you just walk through each icon on the left bar there and just tell everyone what each of those things does?
Yeah, I'm going to be brief with it because we could be
Yeah.
here all night getting into every feature. But yeah, so you have your own profile features. So that's things like your overview, your dashboard. You have an area to see your tasks. So there's task management in this software as well. So things like remembering to renew the insurance, remembering to get the vehicle checks done. You can even assign tasks to certain booth types. So if it's a magic mirror, there could be a task there to make sure that you've remembered the sort of trolley, or I don't know what you call it, the cart to load the mirror into the van and out of the venue. You can create forms for staff and for clients as well. So if you're a DJ and you want to get DJ song choices from the client, you can create a web form for DJ song choices, and it reads from the Spotify API. So there's hundreds of thousands of songs on there, and they can click preview and play the song, making sure they've got the right one. Or you could do it for things like venue access, or sending a questionnaire to find out more about the event and the style and things like that. You have your own calendar, which is where you put in your availability. So that's things like, I'm going on holiday next week, so I'm going to put those dates in so that Leslie can't assign me to an event because she knows then I'm away. And then you have your profile, which is your username, password, everything that you use to access the system. Your booking form is here. So this is showing you all of your bookings in upcoming booking order. You can see that the customers signed the contract but haven't paid in full yet. You can see things like the distance that's been calculated, approximate journey times. And then you can click on here and do things like edit the booking information. So if I ever want to come back in and change the things that they've booked or the packages or add on extras, change the date, or edit any of the information the customer submitted, I can do that there. Automations queue is the list of automations that are due to send or scheduled for this booking, so I can have a look back at any time and see what's been sent, and I can see the emails are going out or SMSs have not been sent because we haven't set it up yet. I can send email links, contract links, I can send SMS messages, I can view deposits. There's a thing called a job sheet which auto-generates for every booking. So if you like to print out a job sheet with information about the venue for your attendant, you can print it out and place it on the booth for when they pick it up. I can view the activity logs, so that's everything that's happened with that booking. if Chris comes here and wants to book me for 5 events, I can just clone this event, change the venue details, change the date, and then I don't have to type it all out again. And then I have the ability to delete it or change the status here. If it gets postponed or if it gets cancelled, I can just make those changes on the fly. You can also put notes in. So you've got customer notes. So you can put in things like spoke to Chris on the phone. What a nice guy. And then you have admin notes, which only you and your staff can see. Careful, this guy is a nightmare. And then you have the ability to do things like disabling notifications. You can add staff. So once our staff are in there, you can assign them. So I can assign you to that, Leslie. That would have just sent you a notification that you've been assigned to an event. If you have vehicles, you can assign vehicles. If you want to upload artwork, like PNG overlays, you can upload artwork as well. And then you can see what's in the package and everything there. Click conversation, and you can have a back and forth conversation, emails with the client as well. Leads is where you manage. A lead is an opportunity. So that's somebody who's not booked yet, but they filled out the contact form and gone through into your lead pipeline. And that's where they can you can put them through different stages. So you can configure this pipeline to be things like, I don't know, you could add one called sent brochure. And then that's going to add a new pipeline here for it. So then when a new lead comes in, if you're talking to somebody on the phone and, I don't know, Bobson, bob@test.com, say he's in here and he's interested in a magic mirror. His event date is there. We haven't added event types yet, but we can add in things like weddings and parties. Bob's wedding. We can add in packages, so we can select from the ones that you created when you signed up, or we can add new ones. We could add in custom ones if we want to. So super mega deal for, I don't know, 4,500. You can add on travel fees there as well. And it all automatically calculates it. And then you can save that, and that will create a lead. Once he's a lead, he can then be converted to booking. So you can convert them through to a booking that will reserve the unit and then put that through. Again, you've got automation queues. You've got the ability to edit the information. You've got the ability to clone the information. And then something that's really cool here is our proposals. So proposals are like a one-page micro website that you can use to send out to a lead to get them to confirm. So imagine somebody is contacting 5 different photo booth companies in LA and trying to get a quote from all of them. 4 of those people are going to send back an email saying, hi, yeah, it's $600. But Leslie, you're going to send them a proposal, and it's going to automatically fill all the information based on what I just entered in. It's going to tell you, so bearing in mind, we haven't typed any of this yet. It's all been automatically generated from what we filled out in the quick start guide. I've now got this amazing proposal, which I can send through to Bob. It's put down all the information. We can put our own images in. It's put in the deal, the travel fee, broken down all the prices, and Bob can just click accept proposal and go through the same process and book. You can then edit this proposal. We can do things like change the style. So you've got different color palettes you can choose from. You can add in your own custom colors if you want to. You can load templates. So say you have a regular template for a venue that you do, or a rustic wedding template, things like that. You can save those and have them automatically added to new leads based on the type of event they are. And then you can just simply type and edit. So if we don't want to put the event name in there, we want to put something like your photo booth booking. And we can just save that in real time, preview it, and it's just all updated in real time. You can also do things like edit images. So we integrate with Unsplash. So if you want to put in, I don't know, things like pictures of the ocean, you can do that, and it's just going to load them all. You can also click on that and upload your own images, or you can choose from our backdrop library where there's thousands of backdrops to choose from as well. Yeah, lots of cool features here. And then that's just one proposal theme of many. So there's tons of gorgeous proposals here that you can choose from. Let's just say we switch to that one. Now this one scrolls horizontally, and it's just a really beautiful proposal. And again, you can change all these emails, all these pictures, sorry. And
Sky's
just
the limit.
as you like. Yeah, it's really cool. And there's tons and tons to choose from here. Christmas themes, holiday events, wedding invites, staff themes. I mean, there's loads here that you can choose from. They're really cool. Okay, where were we? That was leads. Calendar is your availability. So here's the 2 booths that we put in. When a booking comes in, it will be blue. If a lead comes in, like we did for Bob there, you can see that in green, and you can see that you can then convert him. So if you're looking ahead and you're thinking, oh, I haven't got many bookings for this weekend, it will highlight every contact or every lead you've ever had for that date, join them all to the day at the top, and then give you a list of people to call and try and fill those dates, which is really cool. You can also just drag days here, say you don't want to work that week, and you can just change that to unavailable, for example, and then it's going to block out, and anybody trying to book you during that period will just be told that you're fully booked. Please get in touch to see if there's something you can do. But yeah, you can say you want to put your prices up and change your prices for Christmas Day or for New Year's Eve, you can do. Say you just want to block those dates out entirely and not work them, you can do that too. Say you just want to reserve, you can reserve date booths in leads and have it time out. So you can say to Bob, I'll reserve the magic mirror for you for 3 days. If you don't book within 3 days, it's going to become available again. And so there's a lot of cool stuff you can do here with the availability. And then you can do the same thing with your staff. So once your staff are all in there, you'll see all their availability on this calendar, and you can look at the split view too. And you can see, you'll be able to match then which bookings you have with how many staff you have available. And that's just, yeah, really cool. People is where you manage people in your system. So this is where you'd add your husband and be able to attach him to events. You can put in phone numbers and emails, so you can then send them SMSs and reminders. You can add reps, so these are the people that are going to sell your service on their behalf. Every rep that you add has their own commission. So I can put in that they earn, I don't know, $40 flat for every booking, or you can make it so they earn 40% or 10%, whatever. You can have it automatically. See, the great thing about this system, my name is Leslie and I work at Cam Photo Booths. You know, all this content is being pre-filled for you. It's going to save you hours of time. And you can just click, you can add a rep, click send, get them to register, and then they get given their own dashboard where they can see how many events they've got for you and what commission is due to be paid out. Assets is where you manage the things that people can book. So your units, so your photo booths, so or your dance floors or whatever that might be. Your unit types, like a category of the photo booth. So that's where you add your images. So if you want to add nice images of the different service types, you can do. So you might have one category called Magic Mirror, but then you might have, if you've got 8 Magic Mirrors, you might have 8 units. Packages, so those are the pricing. So we had a beauty mirror basic package here. What I can do is just clone that one, and I might call that the advanced hire. I might put that price up to $12.50. Oh, not that much. I might make that one 4 hours, and I might make that our recommended package, and then I can click save. And now the next time somebody goes through the booking form, they've got the ability to choose between the 2 different pricing ranges. Sorry, I'm whipping through this quickly, but I know we want to try and keep this to an hour. Extras are your add-ons. So you can add things in like a scrapbook. You can choose which things this should be sold for. So if you have something that doesn't apply to a certain booth, you can limit that. You might charge $75 for that. You can add quantity. You can put in images and descriptions. You can do upsells. So you might want to add a scrapbook for a discounted price, which will then show to them on their client portal 30 days before their event date. So when they log back in to pay their final balance, they can see there's $25 off a scrapbook and then add it on. And it will only show it if they don't already have it in their order. So that's pretty cool. You can upload templates if you have templates, PNG overlays, and put them into groups as well. And then you can upload vehicles, and you can have things on your vehicles like your reg plate, next inspection date, insurance renewals, and it will remind you everything to do there. Reports is where you can see your business health. You can see all the money that's coming in, how many events you're doing, breakdowns of the most popular packages, popular services. Obviously, we haven't got any data really in there yet, but that will all fill in once you've got it. There's an app people can download for staff to check in, and you can track their GPS, so you can see where your staff are at any time. You can do follow-ups to send out gallery links to customers once the event's gone past, so they can get a link to their gallery. You can do data exporting if you need to for any reason. Bulk actions, changelog to see what updates we're adding. Ambassadors is where you get paid to sell this software. Rewards, those are cool. You need to actually sign up to see those, but then that's like your free contract template, stuff like that. Coupons, if you want to add coupons, special offers as well, you can add those in. Downloads are like files, so like insurance documents and things like that. You can have them automatically sent to the venue 2 weeks before the event date, so everyone's got all the things they need. Canned responses are saved email templates. Web forms are questionnaires. Event types. Widgets is how you embed it into your website, so you can have like a calendar widget. So once you're all done and set up, Leslie, we'll just copy this code. We'll paste that directly into your website, and then there'll be a calendar displaying on your homepage so people can book. Again, we've got another one for logging in. We've got another one for building your contact form. We've got another one for showing off your staff. So once they're all in there with the profile pictures, you can place that widget on your homepage and show your team. And then your services and prices, again, you can just do it. So when you change a price inside this system, it will update on your website automatically. We have a developer API if anyone wants to get really clever, and then you have account and billing to manage your, and global settings to manage your settings. So the final big thing I want to show you is automations, which is where the true power of this system comes in. You can see all the ones that are set up already. So things like sending a new booking confirmation to you when somebody books. So if we create an automation here, and we'll say it's when a booking starts. So we're going to call this one a staff reminder. Actually, let's do it a feedback request. That's always a good one. And we'll do it, we'll do it for the day after the booking. So the schedule is going to be 1 day after the start date of the booking, and we're just going to get that to send anytime. You can get it to send once you've subscribed to a plan. You can get it to send only on weekdays, certain times of the day, things like that as well. We're going to say it always sends, so we don't need a condition. But if we wanted to, we could add in all sorts of clever conditions here. So things like, have they chosen a backdrop? Have they signed a contract? Has there been staff assigned? Has the balance been paid? Is the city Los Angeles? Is the event date between this date period? There's all sorts of different conditions you can add in, so you can get really clever with how your automations work. And we're just going to do something here. We're going to send an email, and it was going to say, we hope you had fun at your, and then I'm going to insert the event type. So that will say, we will hope you had fun at your wedding or party or whatever that might be. I'm going to get that to send to the client email. I can also have it CC or BCC other contacts and stuff loaded into the system if you want to. So things like sending something to the venue maybe. And then it's going to say, hi, client first name. Thanks for having us at your event type at venue name. We rely on the feedback of our clients to improve our services, and we'd love you to leave a review here. And then you would put in your Google business pages, put in your Facebook pages, whatever that might be, and then you would say, you'd sign it off with your name. Thanks so much, Leslie. I like to do something here as well where I say, here's a coupon for any friends or family that might need us. To do $20 off, for example, and I'll create that coupon and then they can share it. So what you're doing here is you're getting reviews and then you're turning every customer into a referral so that they can then go, actually, yeah, my friend's getting married. Because it tends to be people getting married are all in the same age range and they've got lots of friends getting married at the same time. So if they had a great photo booth and all their friends were at the wedding, they can now share a code out so that everyone else books it too. And then you can do the same thing for an SMS. You can add them to MailChimp. You can trigger web. There's so much you can do here. Let's just keep it simple, and we're going to make it an email, and we're just going to click save. And now that that's been set up and turned on, I'm going to enable it for all. And now for every single booking that you do, that person will get a follow-up email the day after asking for reviews and asking for referrals. And that's just one very quick example of how something that you were doing manually before is now being done automatically, no matter how many bookings you get. There we go.
Saving time. I mean, think about all the things that you have to manually do. It just blows my mind every time we cover any of this content with Chris, because I just think I was doing all the admin work, and so Josh is doing marketing and sales, and I was the one like having to send the emails to the venues. Hey, can you let me know about loading and where to unload and where to set up, and then reminding people to sign contracts, and then reminding them to pay their balance, making sure that all the T's were, what do they call it? I's were dotted and T's were crossed. So, I mean, it just blows my mind. And this is just such a powerful tool, and you can see there's so many customizations, guys. So if you're ready to sign up for this PBI CRM, make sure to go to pbiforever.com. I think
What's the pricing at right now for the CRM?
So at the moment, as you might be able to tell, we're based in England, but we have a support team in Arizona and Dallas and all over. So the prices are in British pounds, but I think your dollar is doing very well at the moment. The price has dropped big time. So let me just do a quick conversion into US dollars. Yeah, so you'd be looking at $24 a month for this, which if you think about, even that, say you're doing 50 events a year, and that email goes out and asks for the feedback and referrals. If one of those referrals gets you another booking, that's covered that monthly fee many times over, let alone once it starts reminding staff, once it starts doing all those things that we've been speaking about. All it has to do is save you 2 or 3 hours a month in admin work, and it's more than paid for itself. We like to say this is the cheapest admin staff you will ever hire in your life. Because
Truly is.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so make sure to check it out, pbiforever.com. That is an entry-level price. We will be raising it, so make sure to take advantage of it as soon as possible. Leslie, any other questions?
About that, can I pay yearly? Do you guys do a yearly?
Yeah, if you want to pay yearly, you can reach out to us and lock that price in. That's no problem.
Okay.
You can actually
I like to just get it over with at the beginning.
Yeah, that's fine. No, yeah, if that's the case, then we can sort out a special deal as well for paying yearly. You get 1 month free or something like that. And then it's just worth bearing in mind, we have live chat support down at the bottom, so you just click that. We have 50 or 60 agents on at any time who are able to answer any questions for you. We have email support. We have a Facebook group. We have, there's a ton of support there ready to help you go through it. Training videos like this, webinars. So dive in, get started, and if you need any help, just reach out.
Hey, Chris, and then we said we'll be able to put specials and offers right there on the right-hand side, right?
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
Yeah, so whenever you guys log into your system, make sure to keep an eye where it says this month's featured reward, like around that area right there, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so we'll be putting special offers, discounts on props and other services that we offer. That'll be exclusive to the people who sign up inside the CRM. So be on the lookout for that.
Great.
Yeah.
Right, I'll stop sharing and we can go back to...
All right, guys. So there you have it. Leslie, you have lots of work to do. Is customize and play and make it your own, and really make sure that it's going to be optimized for what you're doing. Go ahead and add Chris. Make sure he makes himself available for the next all the following weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Chris.
I was going to say we have one-on-one training sessions you can book into. So if you're ever stuck or you want somebody just to sit with you for 45 minutes, go through like I have and get you set up and ask and answer questions. There's a training link as well that we'll provide. You can click on that, book in a call on our Calendly, and then we've got US-based staff there who do those calls. So.
Perfect.
Amazing.
All right.
Wow.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Chris.
No
And
problem. Great to see you guys as always. And
we'll be sure to update you once Leslie has her system going. She's going to be able to go full force, make more than $100,000 by February with this system.
yeah.
I'll definitely be reaching out.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Thank you, guys. So again, go to pbiforever.com, get yourself signed up, pay an admin $25 a month. Let's go.
Yeah. Great.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.